Well, Ben, they often talk about, the welcome to the big leagues, welcome to the postseason moments. For you to go out there, how you and Blake Snell navigate that lineup, how would you describe how his staff was playing tonight?
Man, that was a lot of fun. Blake knows what he's good at, and he likes showing it off. So yeah, he had command of all four, and he did a great job doing his thing tonight.
What kind of pitcher like that, when it comes to setting the tone for the group, how you all came together, got some runs on the board, how did he just kind of get things going for this team tonight?
That's the guy for it. There's nothing but confidence when he's on the mound tonight, every night. So it's a lot of fun to be a part of what he's able to do.
They often say hitting is contagious. We obviously saw Shohei, Ohtani, Teoscar Hernandez, the list goes on. You getting involved, did it just feel like the swings, the bats were kind of coming alive tonight?
Yeah, we don't want to wait around. We were saying we want to come out here and set a tone, and that's what Shohei did tonight, and it is contagious.
With the bullpen, I know that there are a couple walks in there, but how Jack Dreyer was able to come out of the bullpen, a bases-loaded situation, going up against Ellie De La Cruz. Yes, there was that walk there, but then to strike out Stevenson, just the composure you two had. How did you guys navigate that moment?
Yeah, that's not an easy thing to come in those kind of moments. So kudos to Jack to coming in, filling it up, and doing what he does.
Are you ready for one more win to hopefully pop in some more champagne?
Oh yeah. See you guys tomorrow.
Congratulations on this win, Ben.
Shohei, how did it feel to give the team that early spark in front of the home crowd?
ホームで先制打と思いますが、スタートとしていい打席だったなと思いますし、難しいボールでしたけど、いい反応ができたなと思います。It was a really hard pitch to hit, but I felt like I reacted pretty well, and I'm glad that I was able to score, help the team score early.
Other questions? Yes, Barry.
Hey, Shohei, how are you? If there's no game 3 in this series, when do you expect to pitch?
3戦目なかったらいつ次は登板する予定ですか？そうなんですね。いつでも行けるように準備はしてますし、はい、監督含めて現場じゃないところに聞いてもらえれば答えてもらえるんじゃないかなと思います。I'm prepared to pitch in any situation. I don't think I don't have the right to be able to answer that right now.
Other questions? We'll go to the third row on the left.
Shohei, you've seen a lot of Teoscar Hernandez. How dangerous is this lineup when Teoscar is really at his best?
手を好調で、打線の怖さっていうのを今日感じたんですけども、手を含めて打線のその良さっていうのをお願いします。もちろん重要な場面でね、大きなホームランだと思いますし、打線全体的に、しっかりと出塁する、進塁させる、最後決める、こういう流れとして全員がいい攻撃ができてたんじゃないかなと思ってます。Yeah, big homer by Teo. Overall, looking at our lineup, we've been able to move guys over, score early, and score with runners in scoring position. So I think we had a pretty good flow to the game today.
A few more, Jack, on your right, guys.
You finished the regular season really well, pitching and hitting. Has moving out of the rehab phase of your pitching and just kind of being back to like a full starter and a full two-way role, has that helped both parts of your game, just giving you some freedom to kind of be the kind of player you want to be?
リハビリっていう縛りがなくなって、最後シーズン後半も調子良かったですけども、ある意味、それがいい結果に結んでるんですかね。これからね、今日は良かったですけど、明日以降、どうなるかまだ分からないですし、切り替えが必要ですけど、最後いい形で終われてる、どっちもいい形で終われてるっていうのは、チームとしても、スッキリとした気持ちで今日も臨めてるので、そういう意味では気持ちの面で、最後いい形で終われたっていうのは、良かったんじゃないかなと思ってます。 Just felt, pretty good overall to be able to end on a good note. And obviously we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, but today being able to obviously end on a good note again is a good sign.
Two more on your left, guys.
先制したからといって勝てるわけではないと思うんですけども、ワイルドカードシリーズでは先制したチームがこれまで勝率がだいたい6割5分。去年の経験も踏まえてこのショートシリーズにおける先制点の重要さ、重み、今回自分でまず、ホームランを打ってという形だったんですけど、重みに関してはいかがですか？
それは先発投手にとっても、早い段階で援護があるっていうのは、それだけ余裕を持ってゾーンを攻めれるっていうのにもつながりますし、先制点以降の打席に関しても、みんなが少し心に余裕を持って、思い切って触れる場面も触れるし、タイゲームで迎えるよりもそういうね、1点取ってる、追加点を取ってリードしているっていう打席の方が、気持ちとしては、いい攻撃ができるんじゃないかなと思ってます。
Finish up with one in Japanese.
お疲れ様です。今日の2本、対照的だと思いまして、そのライナーで行ったのと、かなり遠くまで飛んだのと、ご自身の中でどちらの方が理想的といいますか、今後も見据えても、理想的な打球だったなっていうのは、どちらの方が？
まあ、どちらもね、もちろん違った良さがありますし、1本目に関してさっきも言いましたけど、100マイルのインコースなので、なかなかこう、狙ってるからといって、何本も打てるような球でもないですし、まあ、2本目に関しては甘かったですけど、ランナーのいる場面で、いい追加点になっているので、まあ、どちらも良さがあるのかなと思います。
All right, Shohei, well, thank you guys very much. Have a good night. Dave Roberts and Blake Snell will be in.
Hey, thanks for the time. When Francona was in here, he spoke very highly of you and your ability to mix speeds on the changeup and how that set up the fastball. He said sometimes you'd throw 3, 4, 5 changeups in a row. Was that the game plan, or did that sort of develop when you saw how successful you were being with that?
Yeah, just seeing how aggressive they were to the fastball, and just adjusted and felt like that was what was best.
Go to the second row on your right, Jack.
You talked about coming here and wanting to have success in the postseason and get deeper into postseason starts. Just what did it mean to be able to get through 7 tonight and kind of set up the team in that way?
Yeah, no, it felt good to go deep in the ball game. Just got to control that last inning. But outside of that, felt really in control. Could read swings and just kind of navigate through the lineup the way I wanted to.
Any questions for Blake? I'll go to Bill over here. That's right to your left. Oh.
Are you already mentally getting prepared for Philadelphia?
Not right now, but I think, I'm going to break down the start, see what I like, what I didn't like, how do I get better, and go from there.
Go to Bill over here.
Dave's talked a lot about how the depth of the starting pitching is really important. And as far as you guys can go, the farther you get in the game, the better it's going to be for everybody. What do you think it counts in terms of importance that you are able to get so deep in terms of setting up the staff for the rest of this series and hopefully for longer?
Yeah, no, it's very important. I think, the farther we go, the deeper that the starters go in the game, it's one, it means we're pitching good, but 2, it's you're giving the bullpen a break and a breather, and then they get to be 100% every time they come out. So it just makes for a different game that favors us.
Middle of the second row, Blake.
Blake, to start with a 1-2-3, top of the first, and then have Shohei lead off with that bomb, does that give you, I don't know, because you give the whole team a boost right there and let you go out there and maybe be a little bit more aggressive?
Yeah, it definitely sets the tone. And then from there, the mindset is attack and put up a 0 the next inning and get the guys back in the dugout so they can hit it and get them going in a rhythm.
I'll see you in the fourth row on your left.
Blake, not having the time off between just going straight into this series, how much of an advantage does that give hitters?
I don't know. I'm not a hitter. I haven't asked them either. I think it's probably, they just got to keep hitting and keep going. So maybe it is an advantage. I've seen where teams stall out, in the DS, but I don't know. It's a good question.
I'll go to Blake. Barry for Blake up front.
Hey, Blake, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Hey, just a question on, in 2020, you guys played in San Diego bubble and the Texas bubble.
Mm-hmm.
How does it feel like to play playoff game in a series in a home ballpark that was as roaring as this one was today?
Yeah, no, it was awesome. There's nothing better than pitching a postseason game in front of your home crowd. So to be able to enjoy that and pitch, and it meant a lot.
Other questions for Blake? All right, Blake, congratulations.
Súper contento, más cuando uno gana ese primer juego, bien importante, especialmente ahora en el World Cup. Un buen juego de parte de muchos de los jugadores. Snell tiró un juegazo, nos dio la oportunidad de anotar la carrera que anotamos y gracias a Dios tuvimos la victoria.
Los 2 cuadrangulares fueron de 390 pies cada uno. ¿Cuál se sintió mejor?
Creo que el de Rayfield se siente súper bien cada vez que uno mete la banda a la banda contraria con autoridad y así. En especial cuando se va de jonrón. Me gusta cada vez que estoy cometiendo la bola así hacia esa banda.
¿Qué tal la actuación de Snell?
Excelente, creo que él fue el que setió todo el escenario para que nosotros podamos tener la oportunidad de anotar la carrera que anotamos y así tener la victoria.
Qué tanta confianza da, ¿no? Poder iniciar así, e incluso cuando se complicaron un poquito las cosas por ahí en la entrada, pero poder sacar el trabajo adelante.
Sí, esas son cosas que van a pasar. Esos momentos en el juego van a llegar, es cuestión de que se puedan controlar, de que puedan hacerlo a tiempo y nada, seguir hacia adelante.
¿Qué significa para ti luego del bache de mitad de temporada, recuperar la confianza y comenzar los playoffs de esa manera?
Mucho. O sea, ya la temporada regular pasó, ya ahora es momento de tratar de concentrarse en qué uno puede hacer para ayudar al equipo a ganar. Cada victoria vale y mientras podamos ganar más juegos seguidos, pues,
Dale, can you describe your feeling when you're rounding the bases after that first one? How juiced were you?
Excited. It's great, especially in the moment with the team more ahead because Shohei was hitting his homer in the first inning. But it's great to have those moments and win games.
How much confidence does it give to get to 1 minute?
I'm always confident of myself. I don't need to hit home runs. Right now, I'm just focusing on things that I can do to help the team win.
Can you talk a bit about, you've been through this before, obviously last year, the run, you won the championship, but what's it mean to you to be up in the playoffs year after year after year like some of the players here? What does it mean for you to be in the postseason?
It means a lot. That's why we play this game. It's good to have a regular season and win, but it's better when you win the playoffs. Now that we're here, we're gonna do everything that we can.
And is it a bit special going out on the field for the first playoff game each year?
Yeah. I mean, it reminds me so much of last year, even though we won the division last year and went straight to the championship. But this playoffs, we're gonna keep pushing, keep playing hard, and playing to win tomorrow.
Two starts ago, Hunter Green almost had a no-hitter against the Cubs, a one-hitter complete game. What were you guys seeing against him that you and Shohei had success early against to knock him out?
You just be able to hit the balls, the pitches that he gives to us in the strike zone and put it in play and with hard contact. So not missing a lot of pitches in the strike zone. I think that was the key part for us.
How Snow was able to set the tone in this game tonight. Did that just kind of, what did that do for this group? And then you were all able to get going offensively.
I mean, everything. He did amazing. There's wasn't luck that he is one with I think 2 Cy Young. So he showed it tonight, and he essentially just put us on his back.
What was the key to getting 100 Green early in this one?
I mean, just being ready to hit. We know he throws a lot of strikes in his hometown, so he's gonna be ready to go. But we gotta. Just was ready to go, and Shohei, leading off there kind of gave us some energy.
So to speak about Shohei in the middle of the season, how big has it been for the last 2 weeks to kind of look like yourselves offensively, especially on that late tonight?
I mean, it's good. Every game is important, so it's really important for us to just have a good at bats. Really just believe in ourselves, pass the time, just play Dodger baseball.
Just describe what's it like when you see Shohei do what he does, and then Teo as well with those 2 home runs, both of them.
I mean, can't really don't have any more words really for Shohei. Teo, that definitely helped us a lot. Just kind of add on technology, just makes the lineup so much longer. So having him fill in is huge for us.
Now that you've done it, just compared to the past few seasons where you guys had those 5 days off, waiting for the opponent, to go kind of straight into it with just 1 day off, did it feel like, I don't know, easier for an offense to?
I wouldn't say it's not easier. I mean, still play off baseball. You just maybe there's a little more rhythm. You just don't ever really get out of rhythm. You don't have to really find it in practice, So that's kind of neat, just to keep playing. But a bye would be nice as well.
It's much easier to play late downhill, especially when you get your early lead, especially as the first playoff game trying to get some positions.
That makes everything a lot easier. It's never going to be easy, right? But playing downhill just makes it. You can play a little more aggressive. You can take a little more chances that help you win versus defensive. Once you start playing defensive, it gets really hard.
Okay, before Teo's home runs, really kind of blew the game open there. Back-to-back walks, Freeman, I think it was Muncy. I know, right, several weeks ago, there were kind of talks about kind of team at bats. So just how much better has that process gotten, do you think, kind of coming into the playoffs, and how good was that today?
I mean, it's really good today. I mean, obviously, we're going to go through our ups and downs. We didn't suck all year. We just went through a stretch. Hopefully we got it out of us and we can turn around tomorrow.
You've had a lot of experience of having these now closeout games, a bunch of them last year. Just from your experience, what's the mindset now going to this one to kind of see the deal in this round?
No different than today. I mean, you can't add extra pressure. You can't make it more than what it is. It's just a game. It's still a game. You still got to go do the same thing. You can't. We're not going to all of a sudden become Superman and do different things. We have to play the same game.
Thanks, Movie.
Obviously, a very important first game in a short series. How big was it to see that offense explode in this game?
Yeah, it was good for us to come out on fire early. Obviously, the way Shohei started with the the laser home run. We kind of really we were talking about it pregame. We got to establish our presence and really make our mark on this game early, and we did a good job of that today.
You guys got a big lead for Snell, and talk about his performance.
Yeah, he was great. He's been lights out. Ever since he came off the injured list, and he's the guy you want starting that first game, and just shut him down, and did a good job of letting our offense work.
Seems like we're getting used to seeing Shohei do this, but to see Teo hit those 2 home runs tonight in the first game of the playoffs.
Yeah, it was awesome. He had some huge homers last year, giant hits in playoffs, and he comes through in those big moments, and great start to the postseason today.
How was the ankle movement? How much does that keep anything for season?
Yeah, it's feeling better day by day. They saw an opportunity for me to get off my feet a little bit and just feel fresh for tomorrow. So yeah, it was a little bit of management at this point, but it's feeling good overall.
Do you think it's more this stretch or how would you feel?
I'm not sure. It all kind of depends, just day to day, depending on how the ankle feels. I'll kind of keep testing it out, see what I'm able to do, whether I'm able to play outfield or not. But it kind of just all depends on how it recovers.
You guys talked about hoping the way you guys finished the season offensively is going to carry over. Like, is that what tonight felt like a little bit, especially turning around so quick after Sunday?
Yeah, absolutely. We kind of just continue the momentum from the end of the season. We're playing really well at the end of the year, and we're fortunate that we only had a day off and just got right back into it and continued swinging it well like we have been.
It's no secret that this team was built for October and setting themselves up for this run to defend the title. Do you feel like there's been more focus now that it's come this time of year, the last road trip and now?
I don't necessarily. I don't think we're. I don't think there's like a lack of focus in the middle of the season, but I do know that we have a group of guys that have the experience in the postseason, and we know what it takes to win at this. In these games, and just do a good job of slowing the game down. And I think having that experience definitely helps out a lot. We have guys who are, getting locked in at the right time.
Still, for me, even you are not 100%, but you have still good at that and have some reason. Where does it came from?
I just, even though I don't necessarily feel my best right now, it's all about competing and finding a way to win the game, and whatever you feel like before the game doesn't really matter. It's all about what happens in the box. So I just try to do my best of, just narrowing it down to that one moment.
Robert, did it almost feel like you were kind of picking up where you left off last postseason?
Yeah, I feel like I definitely had obviously a good postseason last year. And I felt like I was swinging it pretty well at the end of this year too. So I think just, kind of continuing with all the work that I've been doing, and hopefully I can have a similar experience this year.
How much of a lift was it just watching the wave like pitch, because it provided something start?
Yeah, he was awesome. Especially in playoffs, to have a 7-inning start is really, really impressive. A lot of starting pitchers kind of have that have a quick trigger on him, like as soon as they get into trouble. But he just didn't really get into trouble until I think that last inning that he had. So there was no reason to really even get anybody warmed up, and did a good job of making sure our bullpen only had to cover 2 innings, and really set us up well for tomorrow.
What was that like tonight, having 2 guys put up a show like that instead of just one?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, a lot of feet of home runs. The second one that Shohei hit was one of the farther home runs I've seen hit here, and then Teo hitting a couple missiles as well. It's a lot of fun, and that's just kind of our offense, the explosive nature of our offense.
We'll start with Bill right over here. Bill up here, and then we'll go back there.
Dave, in terms of Blake pitching 7 tonight, what does that do, not only for tonight's game, but in terms of setting up not only the rest of the series, but if you guys are fortunate enough to get to the next one?
It sets us up really well. Blake was fantastic tonight. You can see that he was in complete control. The fastball was great. The changeup was plus, kind of mixing and matching, and really was in control the entire game. So I feel good, him going through, getting through 7 innings and, getting him online. We got some work to do for this series, but he'll be ready to go.
We'll go to Bill over here.
You had an 8-run lead. You go to 3 different relievers in the 8th inning, took 59 pitches. What are you thinking as that plays out?
Yeah, well, Alex wasn't sharp tonight. and obviously Henriquez didn't have any command. And so, with that lane right there, 3 right-handers, 4 right-handers, I felt good about where we were at to kind of, shorten Alex a little bit. It still got 20-something pitches to get 1 out. And then you follow up in a 10-2 ball game with Edgardo in a lane that I feel very confident in, and he just wasn't good tonight. And so at that point in time, you got to get somebody else to kind of stop the momentum. And so I felt, having Dreyer on Ellie was a good spot for him. And, fortunately, he made pitches when he needed to. And ultimately, we got Ke'Bryan to pop up.
You're not going to score 10 runs a night, but how satisfying was it to see the offense continue the momentum from the last month?
It was great. It was a very well executed game plan. Teo was big tonight. Obviously, Shohei had a huge night. Kike does what he does in October, and just across the board, we just took good at bats. And I still, I think Hunter is one of the really, really talented pitchers in the game, and for us to get to him like we did, pretty impressive.
Go to Doug, the second row, left.
Dave, Kike left the game with some back tightness. Any update on him, and will he be available for game 2?
He's playing tomorrow. He has some back tightness, so just kind of trying to, take care of him in this particular game, getting him ready for tomorrow and beyond. So, but he'll be in there tomorrow.
And we saw Shohei 2 home runs last year. Game 1, he had a home run against Dylan Cease. Just how much do you think he lives for the postseason, just these moments?
He does. His focus gets more, keen, and the at-bat quality is better. And, that's the reason why he signed to be with this ball club, this organization, to play in games like this, to showcase his, otherworldly talent. And, I expect really fun things this postseason out of Shohei.
Go to Barry up front.
Hey, Doc, congrats.
Thanks, Barry.
If there's no game 3, when do you expect Shohei to pitch?
You're getting ahead, Barry, but it would be one of the first 2 games, probably.
One of the first 2 games?
Yeah.
On your right, Jack.
In that 8th inning, is that kind of another example of what you've been talking about, guys just not attacking as much as they need to, especially when you have an 8-run lead there?
That's exactly right. It's very clear to me, when you're on the attack, those guys are on their heels with the lead that we have. And then when you start being too fine and getting behind, you start, giving them, free bases, and that's how you can build innings and get momentum. So, that's what I saw in that inning there for sure.
And like with Edgardo, so like trying to use some of those guys when you have a big cushion, maybe staying away from some like the other like high leverage guys in the.
Yeah, absolutely. If we don't feel comfortable using certain guys, with an 8-run lead, then, we got to think through some things. But, as you pitch guys, you start to learn more about guys, and that's kind of how it goes.
Do a couple more. 3rd row on your right, Doc.
We saw Emmett throwing in the bullpen for a while. Should we still expect to see him tomorrow, or Tyler if necessary, now that you have the advantage?
Emmett will be available tomorrow, absolutely, and so will Tyler. Yes.
I'll go to Eric.
Dave, getting Edman out of there, was he dealing with anything, or is that score?
It was just the ankle.
Yeah.
It's something that's going to be ongoing. So whenever we can get him off of it to get him ready to the next day, that's what we're going to do. So that was kind of the thought.
And is he kind of limited to infield at this point? Just given
at this point, yes.
1 or 2 last ones. We'll finish up with those 2.
Dave, offenses can be tight or tentative in a game 1. Your offense wasn't. What was the reason for the offense being so potent tonight?
I think that the leadoff homer from Shohei was big. I think that the shutdown inning from Blake was big. And I just thought from the outset, we had a really good game plan against Hunter, and we just didn't miss pitches when he made mistakes. And, Teo's hit was huge. Yeah.
I'll see you in the 4th row on your left, Doc.
Dave, Teo and Kike just seem to step up every single time in these moments. What, other than just the clutch gene, like what is that? Like, how are they so good in those moments?
I think it's the clutch gene. I think it's they're not afraid to fail. They like the spotlight, and they're just it's just a really good heartbeat for both those guys in those big moments. And Kike certainly likes the spotlight for sure.
All right, Doc. Thank you so much.
All right, thanks, guys.
Yep. Blake Snell will be down in a few minutes. We'll start with Kevin up front.
Thanks for your time. What made Snell so tough for you guys tonight?
I mean, you could see the kind of the obvious stuff, like, power to the fastball, velocity in the upper 90s, spins the ball. I thought the big difference maker was his changeup, and it wasn't just like it was his ability to manipulate the changeup, like even vary it. You throw one that was 87, then one that was 82, like off of the first changeup, and he threw multiple, like 2, 3, 4 in a row at times, and all different speeds. And then you throw a 97 in there, and it becomes difficult.
Standing on your right, Tito.
What did you see from Hunter, and also just how's he doing probably after a disappointing performance?
Well, I mean, I haven't talked to him yet or anything, but he didn't locate, and like he threw a couple breaking balls, one to Teoscar, and then the next one to Edmund, that were just it wasn't where he was trying to throw them, and when he didn't locate, he really paid a price for it, and that happened to us with other with Suter too. If you make a mistake, they can make you pay.
Any questions for Tito? Yes, right behind.
Terry, just the fight late, that Stevenson at bat, what's going through your mind when you're rallying there in the 8th?
I liked it. I mean, Steve-O had a really good at bat. If he can find a way to flip one in there or something, but it's a big deficit. That's a lot to ask, but they kept playing. That's what you're supposed to do.
Any questions for Terry? Yep.
Did Hayes leave the game because of his back?
No, he's okay. I just wanted, at the time we were down 8, and I really want him to play tomorrow. And I thought, to be fair to him with everything he's been through, and also kind of wanted to get Sal in that bat. I thought it'd be good for him.
Anything else for Tito? Yes, we'll finish up here.
There were a couple erratic plays on defense throughout the game.
I'm sorry, start over.
There were a couple erratic plays on defense throughout the game. Is that something you just kind of chalk up to inexperience?
Which ones are you talking about?
Just like the throw to third that went to the dugout.
Yeah, that was probably, he did have a play, and he tried, and then it didn't look like he was going to throw, and then it looked like he rushed it, and he threw on the other side of the runner, so that was unfortunate. I'm not sure what other ones you're talking about.
I think the other ones were just kind of, Green having a couple pitches that weren't located.
Oh, well, that happens. Okay.
I'm just on a similar note with Littell going tomorrow on the mound. Just how big is it to have his experience, his kind of veteran presence tomorrow?
I hope it's terrific. That's the idea.
All right, Tito. Thank you so much. We'll see you tomorrow.